The moment you start getting paid to do something you love, your brain begins to love IT less. And there's a study from 1973 that proves IT. You used to draw for fun, or write, or play music, or code, or cook elaborate meals. You did it purely because it felt good, because the process itself was its own reward. Then something shifted. Maybe someone started paying you for it. Maybe it became your job. Maybe you started tracking metrics on it, or your identity got wrapped up in how well you performed. And somewhere along the way, the joy of the thing quietly disappeared. Now it feels like work, and you look back at who you were before and wonder what happened to that person. What happened is the overjustification effect, and it's one of the most quietly destructive forces in human motivation. The overjustification effect occurs when an external incentive, money, praise, grades, or rewards, is added to an activity that someone was already doing out of intrinsic motivation. The result, the intrinsic motivation decreases. The person comes to see their behavior as externally driven rather than internally chosen. The reward over-justifies the activity. It provides a sufficient external explanation that crowds out the internal one. The psychological mechanism runs through self-perception theory, developed by Darrell Bem. We understand our own motivations partly by observing our behavior and drawing conclusions from it. I'm doing this because I want to becomes I'm doing this because I'm being paid to. And once that shift occurs, removing the reward doesn't restore the original state. The intrinsic motivation has been undermined. In 1973, Mark Lepper, David Green, and Richard Nisbet ran an experiment with nursery school children who enjoyed drawing, a verified pre-existing intrinsic interest. The children were divided into 3 groups. Group 1 was told they would receive a Good Player Award for drawing, an expected, promised reward. Group 2 received the same award unexpectedly, after drawing. Group 3 received no reward at all. 2 weeks later, the researchers reintroduced drawing materials during free play time and measured how much each group chose to draw voluntarily, with no reward on the table. The children who had expected and received a reward for drawing spent significantly less time drawing than either of the other groups. The children who received an unexpected reward and those who received nothing maintained their original enthusiasm. The conclusion: the expected reward had changed how the children understood their own motivation. Drawing went from something they did because they wanted to something they did for the certificate. Remove the certificate, and the reason to draw disappeared with it. Not all rewards undermine intrinsic motivation. The research since Lepper's study has identified important nuances. Rewards that carry informational content, this is excellent work, can actually enhance intrinsic motivation by communicating competence. It's the controlling rewards, you'll get this if you do that cause the damage, because they shift the perceived locus of causality from internal. I want to external, I'll get something if I do. Desai and Ryan's self-determination theory clarified that what people need to sustain intrinsic motivation is autonomy, feeling like they're choosing the activity, competence, feeling capable, and relatedness, feeling connected to others through it. Contingent, controlling rewards undermine autonomy, and autonomy is the most fragile of the 3. This is why do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life is only half true. Do what you love for the right reasons, with the right structure, and the intrinsic motivation survives. Do what you love with the wrong incentive architecture, and the love gets priced out. The most practical protection against overjustification is to keep one version of your passion free from external evaluation. If you monetize photography, keep a personal project that you never show anyone and never earn from. If you write professionally, keep a journal or a notebook that has no audience. If you perform music for pay, maintain a practice that's just for you. The second protection is to reframe why you do the paid version. Not I'm writing because I get paid, but I'm writing because I value this craft and the income allows me to keep doing it. The internal reason has to be real, not a mantra. But finding a genuine intrinsic frame for professional work can stabilize the motivation even as external incentives accumulate. The tragedy of the overjustification effect isn't that getting paid for your passion is bad. It's that how you structure the relationship between the reward and the activity determines whether the love survives. The child who drew for a certificate is still in there. The question is whether you've given them any space to draw for no reason at all, just because they want to. Drop a comment. Is there something you used to love that became a job and changed how you felt about it? I'd genuinely like to know how this mapped to your experience. Subscribe, new psychology breakdown every week.